Hi, Shane here. You're watching Sam for God, and this is Mark. Check her out.
So hi guys, how are you doing? This is a new location for me. I've never really filmed in this particular place before, but I thought why not try it. I got a new tattoo yesterday. That's where it is, little star. I really love it, really love it. I've always wanted it, so finally there. Anyway, today I thought I'd talk about my top 5 favourite musicals of 2018. I know it's a bit late in 2019, I mean we're towards the end of January now, but I do one of these every single year. I've been doing this since like 2000 and I want to say 11 maybe. I'll leave a link to a little playlist of all the previous years' roundup theatre videos down in the description below. But yes, in 2018 I was lucky enough to see quite a lot of really good shows. Not just musicals either, I saw quite a few really good plays as well. But in this video we're only going to talk about the musicals because that's, I guess, my, I don't know, speciality. So yes, before we go into my top 5 favourite musicals that I saw last year, I'm going to give you a list of all the shows that I saw last year, like all the new shows that I saw for the first time in 2018. That includes plays as well. So Hamilton, Five Guys Named Mo, Eugenius, Girl from the North Country, The Grinning Man, Teddy, Ruthless, Mousetrap. I saw the Mousetrap for the first time. I know it's a play, but you know, it's been one of the longest, it still is the longest running play in London, and I finally saw it last year. Chess, the musical, Present Laughter at Chichester, Bat Out of Hell, Strictly Ballroom, Heathers, Fun Home, Little Shop of Horrors, Chicago, The Jungle, and The Trench. So I think that's my full list. That's quite a lot of new shows, and you know, obviously as well as these shows, I also revisited some of my favourite shows from before, like Wicked and Matilda and all that stuff. So I feel like it was a pretty good theatre year for me, 2018. And yeah, let's start with number 5. My 5th favourite new musical that I saw in 2018, and this has been a very hard list to like gather. Like all my top 5 I really enjoy, but anyway, number 5 for me is a musical called Ruthless. I saw Ruthless at the Arts Theatre. I think it might have been around, I don't know, maybe February or March time in 2018. There's a whole vlog of it if you want to check it out. And I didn't really know much about it. I was kindly invited to go and see it, but yeah, I went into it not knowing much about the musical, and honestly I thought it was hilarious. One of the funniest shows I've ever seen in my life. I thought the cast was fantastic. The music was not necessarily very memorable, but it was really fun, and I enjoyed it through the concept of the show. It was a bit messed up, like, you know, the storyline, but it was funny. Like I really enjoyed the dark humor of the musical, and like I said, the cast was fantastic. Yeah, Ruthless is no longer on, unfortunately. It was like only on for a limited time, but if you ever, you know, have Ruthless anywhere near you, because it might go on tour, you might see it somewhere near you in another country, who knows. I thought it was a really fun show, and I really enjoyed it as well because, like I said, because I didn't know anything about it, I think it was such a nice surprise for me to be like, wow, this is actually really hilarious, like so fun. I had a great couple of hours in the theatre watching Ruthless, and yeah, I'm really happy and I'm very proud to say that it's in my top 5 musicals of 2018. Number 4. Now number 4 is a bit of a weird one because thinking back to all the new shows or new musicals that I saw last year, this one continuously stands out to me as one that I just was very moved by. Like I think the music in this show was just so powerful and the cast was so strong that, you know, like I said, whenever I think back to 2018 and the shows that I saw, this one just continuously stands out, and that musical is, of course, Girl from the North Country. Girl from the North Country, I think, divided a lot of musical theatre fans. Some people really liked it, some people really didn't like it. I really loved it. I feel like it was the kind of musical that, you know, isn't necessarily a typical musical. You can almost kind of describe it as a play with some songs in it. A little bit like Billy Elliot. Not that I'm saying it's the same story or anything, but just kind of that vibe. And the music honestly was so beautiful. I remember when I was watching the show, I was just continuously getting goosebumps throughout it, and it made me think a lot. I felt emotional watching it. Like, the plot of Girl from the North Country isn't necessarily the strongest story I've ever heard of, or you know, the most interesting thing that I, you know, have seen or care about, but like I said, the performances in it were so powerful and so strong. And I wasn't too familiar with Bob Dylan's music before I saw the show either. Like, I knew some of his songs, of course, but you know, like I said, I wasn't ever like a massive fan of his work or anything, but the arrangements of his songs in Girl from the North Country were just beautiful. I find myself still listening to some of the songs from Girl from the North Country still, even though, like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of the, I guess, the musical and the plot and the story as a whole. For me, the music and the performances alone really make the show something special for me, if that makes any sense. So yes, Girl from the North Country, it was at the Noah Coward Theatre, but it had transferred from the Old Vic. I saw it at the Noah Coward Theatre with my friend Sam, so if you want to check out my vlog for that as well, there will be a link down below. Loved it a lot, and yeah, that's why it's my number 4. My 3rd favourite musical that I saw for the first time in 2018 And I don't know why this one makes me laugh so much, because so basically I saw this musical towards the beginning of 2018. I think it might have actually been the first new musical that I saw in 2018. I saw it in January of 2018, and I was so excited to see it. It's a very hyped up musical. I really wanted to see it towards the end of 2017. In fact, originally I had tickets for the end of 2017, but a few of the previews got cancelled, or like, I don't know, got delayed, and because of that I had to see it in 2018 instead. I feel like you guys probably all know what I'm talking about by now, but yes, that musical is Hamilton. Hamilton, when I saw for the first time in January, I was so in awe of it, and I was so like convinced that it was going to be my top show of 2018. I was a bit obsessed with it for a while. I really wanted to go back like immediately, that kind of thing. And this whole vibe lasted for maybe about 2 or 3 months, and then afterwards, like, you know, I saw Girl from the North Country, and I saw all these other new musicals I really liked as well, and gradually I was like, yeah, Hamilton was really good and I did really love it, but was it really my favourite musical of 2018? No, I don't think it was, because I feel like I saw other musicals later on that I weirdly preferred to Hamilton, and it was such a shock to me as well, like when I admitted it to myself that, yeah, I think I prefer these ones to Hamilton. I was like, wow, Sam, what happened? But yes, obviously number 3 is still, like, amazing, you know, for Hamilton to be my 3rd favourite musical that I saw last year. But yeah, it just always makes me laugh that it didn't end up being my number 1, but I did really, really love it. Oh, sorry, I've got a text on my watch. Shout out to my friend Izzy. She's just asking me, what size I would, oh my god, she's so cute. I think she might be buying me something. Anyway, yes, so Hamilton, there's a whole vlog of that as well. You can go and check it out. I feel like you should, because you can see how excited I was when I went and saw it last year. I really loved it. I really did enjoy it, and I still have only seen Hamilton that one time, January of last year, and I would love to go back at one point. Obviously the cast has now changed, everything's different, so yeah, I would love to go and see it again, see how I feel on the 2nd visit. But yeah, I did really, really enjoy it on my 1st visit. I'd listened to the songs for the first time only maybe about a couple of weeks before I went to see the show, which I know is not how most people do it. Most people are like obsessed with Hamilton before they even see it, like they've watched videos of it on YouTube and stuff before they're going to actually see the show, whereas I didn't do that. I only listened to the songs literally like a couple of weeks before I went to see the show, and I've actually got a video of myself reacting to the songs as well when I first listened to them, so if you want to check that out, I'll leave the link to that below as well. But yeah, it was fantastic. Like, Hamilton is pretty much a faultless show in my opinion. The movement in it is fantastic, the choreography is amazing, the whole like plot, I mean, is just very interesting. The music's great. I love that there's so much rap in it, something different, something that you don't often see in musical theatre. It is an amazing show, and the cast was great as well when I saw it. You can hear my, like I said, my full review of Hamilton if you're going to check out my vlog. Yeah, number 3 is Hamilton. Right, we're getting closer and closer to number 1, so number 2, as in my 2nd favourite new musical that I saw in 2018, is Fun Home. Fun Home, the musical, is a show that I have to be honest, I didn't really know much about. I kept hearing people talk about it, like, you know, it was kind of a hyped up musical, but I personally didn't really know much about it. It is based on a book. If you guys didn't know, it's based on a comic series by Alison Bechdel, I think. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing her name wrong, but yeah, I do have her book now, and I'm excited to probably read it at some point this year. And it's a little bit of a memoir from Alison's perspective of how she grew up. So yeah, it's kind of based on a true story, I guess. And the musical is a very, again, moving story. As somebody who hasn't had to deal with the struggles that the main character in Fun Home does, I found it a really good and interesting insight into, you know, that life, I guess, and how hard it is. And I really connected with all the characters in Fun Home. I really cared about them all, especially the main character. I thought the musical was so well done. It was so nicely structured. I loved that you could see her life through different times, like when she was younger, when she was a teenager, and obviously when she's an adult. Yeah, I think it was a really great way of storytelling, actually. I thought it was just so smooth. Like, I understood everything. It was unique the way they told the story, but at the same time it wasn't so out there that you were confused as to what was happening. I thought that was really nicely done. The songs in Fun Home I thought were very, very nice. Like, very simple, not like crazy out there musical theatre, which I also love, but it was nice to see something a bit more simple and, I guess, intimate is maybe the word. I don't know. I just know that I really enjoyed the songs. It was quite different to, you know, a lot of musicals that I've seen. Love the characters, love the story. I thought it was a very important story as well to tell. I really enjoyed the set as well. At the Young Vic is where I saw it. I just thought it was very beautiful. I was very moved by it, and if I remember correctly, there wasn't an interval, so it was like a straight through musical, and it didn't feel like it at all. Like, it felt like the time went by like this. And yeah, again, I've got a full vlog of that if you want to check that out, to see my initial thoughts of when I went to see it. I'll leave it down below. But yeah, Fun Home the musical I really, really loved. And finally, at number 1, I feel like I don't know. I don't think many of you would be able to guess this, or maybe you will, who knows. But my top favourite musical that I saw for the first time in 2018 is Chess the Musical. Oh my god, I can't even explain to you how much I love that production. So I saw Chess the Musical at the E&O in Leicester Square, and Chess is a musical that I've been familiar with for a long time now. I think I first heard of the score in 2000 and I don't know, maybe 8 or 2007, and I've been obsessed with the music since. Absolutely love it. And funny story, actually, back in like 2011 I think, or 12, there was a touring production of Chess going around the UK, and I booked myself tickets for it. I think I wanted to see it in like Woking or something, and for some reason because I booked the tickets so in advance, on the day I just forgot that I'd booked it because I didn't put it in my diary stupidly, and by the time I remembered that, oh sugar babes, I need to go and see this musical, like it was too late. It was like the musical had already started obviously, and so I didn't even bother going into Woking to see it because it was just too late, and so I never got to see it. But like I said, I've been familiar with the music for a long time, and I'd seen a concert version of Chess before, again several times, because there is a DVD of Chess in concert at the Royal Albert Hall, and Kerry Ellis is in it, Adina Menzel's in it, Adam Pascal's in it, and I loved it. Like I'd seen that many times, but again that's a concert version, it's not a fully stage production, and it wasn't obviously live either. I just saw it on DVD. So for me to be able to finally see Chess the Musical on stage properly live and hear the music live, for me that was the biggest thing, because I love the music so much that it was just, I felt privileged. I felt like it was such an honor to be able to, yeah, to hear these amazing, incredible songs live. And I mean, the score for Chess is just something else. I absolutely adore it. If you didn't know, Chess the Musical was written by Benny and Bjorn from the really incredibly famous band ABBA, who I absolutely love, and the lyrics are by Tim Rice. So it's a great team for the song, for the music in the show, and I think that's obviously why I love it so much, because I'm a big fan of all three of these people. Yeah, the musical's great, and the thing is, I knew I would obviously love the songs when I went to see Chess at the E&O, but I wasn't expecting to fall in love with the production as much as I did. Again, I feel like it was one of those shows that some people didn't like the production and found a lot of faults in it. I personally thought it was a really good production. They used a lot of screens in it, like a lot of filming and stuff. I thought it was a very modern version. Obviously I can't compare it to any other production because it's the only production I've seen of Chess, but for me it worked really well. I thought the cast was great. Cassidy Jansen, Alexander Burke, who else was in it? Michael Ball. Yeah, I mean, it was a great cast, and it brought tears in my eyes every time I saw it. I did see it 3 times within the space of like 2 months, because it was only on for about like, I don't know, 2.5 months or something, or 3 months. It was a limited run, and I saw it as many times as I could in those 3 months, which was 3. I loved it so much. There's a vlog of that as well if you want to check it out. In fact, funny story, I think it was the first time I saw Chess the Musical, or it might have been the second time I saw it, but one of the times when I saw Chess the Musical at the E&O was the day that I got my very first tattoo, which is this one. So I thought it was funny because I've recently got this one, so there you go, just a random anecdote there for you. Lord have mercy. So I was just editing the video of my top 5 favorite musicals of 2018, and I realized I forgot one important musical that I really loved, and I think the reason I forgot is because I saw it in Edinburgh during the Edinburgh Fringe, so I didn't see it in London, and maybe that's why I just didn't think of it when I was filming the video. But Six the Musical definitely has to be mentioned in this video. I don't know where I'd put it in my top 5. In fact, I've already mentioned my top 5, so I'm not even going to try and change that. I'll just mention Six as one of my favorite musicals I saw last year. So yeah, there's 6 favorite shows that I saw last year, but Six the Musical was fantastic. I saw it at the Edinburgh Fringe in August of 2018, and it came to London for a bit as well, but I never got a chance to see it in London again. But I did really enjoy it in Edinburgh. It was so fun. I did vlog it as well. There's a whole vlog of my trip to Edinburgh if you want to watch that. But yes, Six the Musical was a really fun show. Very short show, but it's just very fun. It's like full of powerful female voices, and I love that, and all 6 cast members in it were fantastic. So just wanted to give a shout out to Six basically. But yeah, there you go. Those were my top 5 new favorite musicals that I saw in 2018. Like I said, I think 2018 was a really good year for me in terms of seeing new shows, and you know, also being able to revisit some of my old favorites. I hope that this year is going to be the same. I've already seen a couple of shows this year that I've loved. If you want to check out the vlogs for that as well, just go on my channel, you'll see which ones I'm talking about. Before I end this video though, I do want to give a shout out to one play as well, because I did see quite a few new plays last year as well, but this video is mainly dedicated to musicals. But there was one play that really stood out to me last year that I really wanted to see as well, and I had a feeling that I would really like, and that is The Jungle. So yeah, The Jungle is one of the last shows that I saw in 2018. Again, there's a whole vlog of that if you want to go and check it out. But The Jungle is a play that I'd heard such good things, and as soon as I read about it and, you know, found out what it was about, I was like, I really want to see this. It's actually going to Broadway soon. I don't know if it's already open in Broadway or not, but it is going to be moving to Broadway. So yeah, The Jungle was a play about refugees, and I thought it was very nicely done. I wanted to see the show so badly that I day seated for it twice. The first time I day seated for it, I didn't manage to get tickets, unfortunately, because like I said, it was a very popular show, and it was in its last week, I think, or it was definitely in its last week. I got there at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't manage to get tickets. So the next day I went again, got there at like 5:30 in the morning, made sure I was the first person in the queue, and I got tickets that second time round. But that just shows you how much I really wanted to see the show, because I don't do that for many shows. But yeah, I really wanted to see The Jungle before it left London. Obviously it's not in London anymore, unfortunately, but it will be opening in New York soon. It did very well in London when it was here. It was sold out for like most of the time that it was on, and obviously that's why I had to day seat, because that was the only way to get tickets. But yeah, The Jungle, there you go. Shout out of the day to The Jungle. I know it's a play, but I thought I just needed to give it a mention. But yeah, that is basically it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed it. I quite like this location actually. It's very chilled. Sorry if the lighting's changed a bit, because I'm not using any lights, like any actual lights. I mean, the light is on, but the light is also on outside, as in like there's like sunshine. Well, the sun was out earlier, but I feel like it's gone down now. So that was the time. It's like 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. And so it's winter time, so obviously it's now getting dark. But yeah, sorry if the lighting changed. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Leave comments down below and let me know what your favorite musical was that you saw last year, and I'll see you next time. Bye.